aviation.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of my videos. This is Aviation 04 and today we're going to be reacting to the NG models October 2020 releases. So we're going to dive right into them. So from the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be a very heavy international release, which is good for me anyways, because I don't really need to collect too many international airlines. I more need a lot of the US airlines and some of the internationals, but more of the heavy aircraft and not as many of the narrow bodies. This is a really heavy narrow body release, which is good for a lot of people. But yeah, starting off, we have this Malev 737-600. Malev is a Hungarian airline, and I'm not sure if they're still around or not. I'll put it on the screen.
A treasure.
But it looks like a very nice model, and I'm glad that NG is doing the 736s. And then following that, we have the Sun Country 737-700. Sun Country doesn't operate the 700s that much. I think they only have one or two left in their fleet. And even then, it's operated sometimes, but it's not like a regular thing. I know for sure, at least last year it wasn't. They've definitely picked it up more. I've seen it a lot more, but this isn't a model I'm going to get because I already have a Sun Country 737-800. And I'm looking to get a second one if possible. Just because Sun Country flies a semi decent amount to Orlando and for other projects in the future if it requires more than one. And then following that, we have this Alaska 737-800 in the Star Wars livery. Again, this is a model I'm probably not going to pick up. If they can do a re-release of the normal livery again, or the new livery, I will definitely consider that because I'd like to pick it up. But I'm looking to get a 900 at some point because that flies quite a bit into Orlando. But next, we have a future release of last month. It's the Southwest 737-800 in the Tennessee 1 livery. I have the Gemini Jet 737-700 in the Tennessee 1 livery. I'm probably not going to get this one only because the Tennessee 1 livery isn't one of my favorites. I mean, it's kind of just plain, but I will definitely consider some of the other ones. I know they Southwest just repainted Illinois 1 onto the 800, and I know that the Max 8 is now going to be, and I know that they have the retro livery on the Max 8, so I'll definitely consider some of those, but probably won't get this one. Following that, we have this Korean 737-900, a regular Korean model and a narrow body one has not been released, like a good one anyways, hasn't been released in a long time. And I'm very glad that they are finally doing it and someone's actually getting to it. But what's interesting about this one too is the Korean 737-900 doesn't have split scimitars. So I'm curious because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first 737-900 without split scimitars. So that NG is done anyways. So I'm curious how that'll turn out, and that'll be something to look for. And then next we have the Saudi Arabian 787-9. This is in the Riyadh season livery. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but I'll put it on the screen. This looks like a very nice model. I love this Saudi Arabian livery, and I hope that they can come to Orlando soon, and I will certainly pick one up. But following that is the KLM 787-10. This is just in the normal livery, nothing much to mention. And nothing to really note here. However, they did do two renditions of the KLM 787-10. However, this one is in the 100th anniversary sticker, and they put a lot of these on, I believe, almost every aircraft during their 100-year anniversary. Not really sure if they still have them on or not. I'll check that. For the most part, it looks like the stickers have been taken off, but I really like this livery, or the sticker anyways, when it came out. I was a big fan of it, but moving on, we have a very unique aircraft. We have this British Airways A318. Now, the A318 is very rarely seen, and only a few are ever sold and put into commercial use, but the most well-known one, I think, is the British Airways A318 because it flew the London City to JFK route, transatlantic route, with a stopover in Dublin, and that route flew for a very long time and just ended this past year. So it was unfortunate to see, but definitely if this is still in stock, whenever all my other needs are sufficed, I may consider getting it just because it's such a cool model. And next, following that, we also have a British Airways A318. This one has the difference with the nose cone. It's just a red nose cone instead, but it's basically the same plane. Next, we have a Jetstar A321 Neo, and not much to note about this. Then following that, we have a Jetstar Japan A321 Neo. Looks like pretty much the same livery. I don't know if that's a mistake. No, that's how it is. I did not realize that. I thought it would have been like two different liveries, or I thought there would have been a Japan, like Jetstar Japan logo. I didn't realize that it was the same logo. So pretty much the same plane, just a different registration, it looks like. And then we got the CMA CGM Air Cargo A330F. This looks like a very unique aircraft because of it looks like a hump in the front, or like a radar dish or something. I don't know what it is underneath the on the belly of the plane. So I hope that NG can add that, and I hope that this model goes well, because sometimes those little details like that can make the model a lot worse than what it could actually be without them. And then next we have the Airbus Beluga A330-700. I feel like they've done a Beluga like almost every month or every other month. They definitely haven't, but it feels like that at least. But I think the Beluga is so cool, and at some point I'd like to pick up that or the Dream Lifter, because it'd be just a nice collection and a nice piece to the collection. And talk about a Euro white livery. I mean, the Lufthansa livery itself is already a Euro white, but this is just a pure Euro white. This is the Lufthansa A350-900, and this is in the Clean Tech Flyer livery. So they went with a pure white livery with this. So if you do a Frankfurt airport, this is going to be a great model for you. Otherwise, NG did the normal livery A350, or the new livery A350 a little while ago, and I'm sure that's in stock somewhere. And I hope Lufthansa starts flying the A350 into Orlando. Right now, it's been the 747 with some of the A330s, but I'd love to see the A350 at Orlando. Next up, we have a Royal Jordanian L1011 retro model. If you're into retro, that's a great model for you. I don't have much to comment on. Following that is the Air India L1011. Again, same things as before. Actually, that livery looks kind of cool. I like a lot of the retro liveries. Next is the Balkan Holidays TU-154. This is actually a really cool livery with the stripes. I'm a big fan of that. So I hope NG can do well with this model and make it look great. Next is the Cubana Cargo TU-204, and I think they've done a Cubanan cargo model already. It may have been a sticker or something, or a different livery, but it's a very nice model for sure. Next is the Commack C919, and this is just in the Commack livery, no airline livery unfortunately, but it's more of the prototype livery and the house livery rather. And the only 1 to 200 and the final model of this release is this Mexican President's G550. Looks like a really cool livery, so I would definitely pick that up for sure if you are a collector of 1 to 200. And then looking at some of the future releases, you have the British Airways L1011 and the Landor livery, and then you have the Air New Zealand A321 in the Star Alliance livery, the all blacked out livery. That's such a cool model, and I'm looking forward to seeing when that comes out. But all in all, a really diverse set this month. I'm very happy that NG does do that a lot, and they stick with and they don't just stick with US Airways or US models. Many collectors aren't US collectors, so I love seeing different airports around the world and different airport updates as well. And then the other thing I had to comment on was just the future releases. I was impressed that NG moved kind of quickly with the Tennessee 1, and I hope they can continue to do that, because I know Gemini, sometimes they leave those future releases up for months and months and months. I believe one of them was up for a year. I can't remember which at the time, but I also appreciate that they are doing these future releases now, because then it can give you some time to maybe prepare some money or something, or prepare the space, and maybe just think of new ideas for what you could possibly do with some of the models. And it's nice to know that it'll be in a month's time and come in a month's time, so I hope they can stick with that and continue with that. But that's going to do it for me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what models you're going to get and what you're considering getting from last month as well. I didn't touch on that at all, but from last month, I'm thinking of getting 2 or 3 of them. I'm thinking of getting the JetBlue A321 in the balloon's tail, and maybe another one of the prism tails, but it'll probably just be the balloon's tail most likely, because I already have 2 of the prism tails. But I'd like to get that one, and the other one I'm thinking of getting is the Virgin Atlantic A350-1000, because they're flying that into Orlando now. So I'm looking at trying to get some more international airlines and some more cargo, just to make it more well balanced and more well rounded at Orlando. So yeah, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and goodbye.